Hey, 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 it's Tammy Coin with the Doors of Wellness. I posted on my personal page today that I was going to try to do a Facebook Live, and the day has kind of gotten away from me since I had the wonderful experience of spending the day with my grandson. So this is going to be a wellness, healing, and other stuff Q&A chat with me. I decided to show up as I am, so that good-looking girl you see in the headshot or in my Facebook photo, yes, just pretend I look that way all the time, and we'll be in good shape, because clearly I don't. So I'm going to put the glasses on. We may get some glare, but whatever. I've got my official I See You t-shirt on. I realize it's backwards to you, but I had the good fortune of wearing this shirt at the International Women's Summit in Phoenix in May, and that's what I had on, so here I am. I had, when I made the post earlier, I had asked for any questions, and there were crickets. You know what crickets are? But it's quiet. It's like I posted, there were no comments. I shared again, there were no comments. What I had intended to do was anyone who had questions, who maybe couldn't make it live, I was going to speak to those questions on the air. And so when you're doing a Facebook Live event and nobody shows up, you're like, well, I was going to do Q&A. If I don't have any questions, what do I talk about? So I guess I'll just prattle on. I spoke with a woman yesterday who indicated that I needed to be online and really let people understand what the Doors of Wellness is all about, what I'm all about. Apparently, when you look at my business page, you're not really sure what I do. I may use terms that confuse people. They don't really get what it is I do. You could say I'm a mind-body wellness practitioner. Nobody knows what that is. You could say I'm a life strategist. Maybe you know what that is. Maybe you don't. You could say I'm a coach. You could say I'm a counselor. You could say I'm a hypnotherapist, toe reader, essential oil wellness advocate. You could say all these things, but you may not know what any of those things are. So I'm just going to start rambling on to give you some information, and perhaps someone will pop in with a question and I'll answer that. When I talk about the Doors of Wellness, what does that mean? Well, what that means is throughout my life, I didn't really understand coping skills. My coping skills, for those of you who know me or don't know me, I was raised in a traumatic abusive background, and my coping skills were on the level of, you might call that dysfunction if you are looking at it from psych terms. And so I didn't have the best coping skills, and so I did a lot of things that weren't good for me, like picking really bad relationships, eating things that were wrong, smoking a lot, no exercise, just lots and lots of things, like all those things that you can do that just aren't really very healthy for you. The reason for that is and I discovered over years and years of work on myself and research and everything else, that, hey, it says I've got somebody here. Hi, if you're there, let me know you're here, because right now I'm just kind of talking to myself. So anyway, when you really don't know how to cope with emotions, what you do is you start doing things to soothe them. You soothe them through drugs, through alcohol, through food, through relationships, through a series of negative choices. You might call them low vibrational choices. You may have heard that term, you may not have. You may have heard it called bad. You may have heard it called dysfunctional. Whatever term that you use, they're kind of the same. anyhow, with that, my body started breaking down. And during part of that time, I was actually in college, started working on mind-body connection. I didn't know really what that was. I didn't really understand the connection between my mind and my emotions and what was happening with my body. So that began a start to my understanding of wellness. I started becoming so sick, like I had more diagnoses than I could keep up with. I literally had at one time over $500 worth of prescription medications. I had to start an Excel spreadsheet to keep up with all of my diagnoses. Well, that was no fun. And I was tired. I was tired of going to the doctor. I was tired of going to the pharmacy. I was tired of all of this focus of constantly feeling sick. I was at the doctor, running tests, whatever, because I had so many things wrong with me. And finally, I said, I've had enough. I don't want to focus on this illness anymore. I want something different. So I started a process to do myself a favor of trying to change my mindset from an illness mindset to a wellness mindset. And I started making some different choices. In 2011, I nearly died. Well, it's like every time I would try to make progress, I would go backwards. I didn't mention the fact that in 2006, I was morbidly obese and had to literally have gastric bypass because my body was shutting down. So, it's just like every time I felt like I was making progress, I would go backwards. And during that time, things went on and on and on. One of the first things that I started doing differently in my life was mindfulness meditation. I didn't know what it was. Honest to God, I was like, I've tried meditation before. This sucks. I don't like it. I mean, it pisses me off. It's like, who does this? I'm tired. It either makes me sleepy or it makes me angry. And I didn't really want to do it. But something in me was like, you know what? I've gone through 30 years of counseling. I've been through all these damn doctors. I'm tired. I'm tired of this. Can I do something new? And nobody I knew did stuff like meditation. I mean, that was just weird. I'm from Oklahoma. And it was, at that time, I didn't know anybody that did that. And I happened to be in this place, and I found this amazing publication called Natural Awakenings. I'd never seen this publication before in my life. And I opened it up, and it said, Mindfulness 101, Learn to Meditate. I was like, oh my God, it's a sign from God. Like, I'm supposed to go do this. And I'm scared to death. I've got nobody to go with me. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking, I don't know what they do there. What do they, do they sacrifice? I mean, what's going on? I know you may think that's insane. But at that time, that was my awareness. I'm in Oklahoma. This is called the Bible Belt. And I didn't know about that stuff. I'm like, what are these kooky weirdo people? I don't know what they do there. But I felt drawn to it. All I knew was everything I was doing wasn't working. And I needed something different. So I trek across town, go to this place I've never been. It was really weird and freaky. It had all this Buddha stuff and whatever. And I'm just telling you about what my journey was in the beginning. So I'm like, I don't know what to do here. I met the most amazing woman who embraced me. She called me dear one. She really showed me love that I didn't even understand. And for the first time, I started connecting with me. That was something I'd never done before. I never had time for self-love. I never had time for self-compassion. I didn't even know what the hell that was. So that started my journey onto wellness. And it was a few years later when the Doors of Wellness was actually born. And so a mind-body practitioner, what is that? Well, what I do is I help people. I help people find their own door of wellness. And so in that diploma program, I actually became certified in transpersonal hypnotherapy, which is a little different than regular hypnosis in that it's from a spiritual standpoint. We actually look at the whole person. It is a very loving thing, and I work with people. It's because of my early life. I'm very protective of my clients. I want them to feel safe. I want them to understand anything that we do together so that they are comfortable. If they're not comfortable with hypnotherapy, we don't do that. If they are, or they become interested and understand how much healing we can do in the subconscious without them having to revisit all these horrible things, it's amazing. There's some things that I can do with them, and I really work with my clients to understand what we can do together. I was also certified as a transformational life coach, and for some people, they don't even know what that is. Well, it is someone essentially who helps you get from where you are to where you want to be. And I also have a master's degree in counseling, so I understand how to work with people on a counseling level when you're needing to release those things. And I also, because of my own life, I've been called a life strategist. And some people are like, what the hell does that mean? Well, I was an analyst by trade. See the glasses? See the glasses? I even worked for Internal Revenue. I worked for the federal government. I mean, I'm kind of a nerd. I'm like your type A hippie. Okay, so what that means is that I really look at the whole person. I really want to know you. I really want to know what is hurting you. And one of my gifts is listening, deep listening. One of my gifts is to work with my clients in a variety of ways where I can really listen to what they're saying. I can pick up on synchronicities. I can pick up on patterns. It is a gift that I have to be able to figure out what's going on with this person and why they are struggling either with weight issues, addiction issues, with depression issues, anxiety issues, suicidal thoughts, PTSD, whatever it is. And there's all these diagnoses. In my work, I don't deal with diagnoses. What I deal with is you. I'm not interested so much in the symptoms as I am in what's causing them. And I've used this analogy before for people who might have heard me. In my early life, again, I have a lot of lessons that maybe didn't come to me in the best way, but they've been very good in my learning process. I was to weed the flower beds. That was one of my jobs as a little girl. And when you weed the flower beds, if you do not get underneath the root, then the weed continues to grow back. And in my world, that was unacceptable. And so I look at the psyche that way as well, and the human body that way. If you have, let's use morbid obesity for an example, or weight issues. I'm going to use myself. Check me out. I'm going to have this. I am a holistic practitioner. Oh my God. I am drinking out of styrofoam. So if there are holistic practitioners on here, they are probably going to flip their shit. I'm just telling you. It is Diet Coke. Oh my God. I'm a holistic nutrition coach. What the hell? Well, you know what? I'm also human. I also have unhealed emotions. I've also been through a life of hell. Part of my job is not to judge you. Part of my job is to figure out why is somebody doing things like this? I know why I'm doing it. I can tell you why. Don't take this away from me at this time, because this is what I'm using to cope. Now, there are some people who really would have a problem with that. I don't care. They are not my client. My clients are people who aren't perfect, who are busting their ass to feel better. Maybe they've done the doctors, maybe they've done the counselors, maybe they've done the diets, maybe they've done all these things, and they're still not figuring out, why do I keep gaining back my damn weight? Or why do I keep using? Why do I keep doing whatever it is I'm doing? That's part of what I do. The point with the Diet Coke was to say, even somebody who's been 115 pounds all the way up to almost 300 pounds went through a life-altering surgery to lose 150 pounds. And now, all of a sudden, let's see, that was 2006, it's 2017, so 9 years out, I've now put back on 65 pounds and I'm sucking down Diet Coke like it is the Holy Grail. Why am I doing that? Well, that's another topic. We would have to really delve into that for me to explain. The point is, it's unhealed emotions. I have some unhealed emotions that haven't been dealt with. They were down there, the roots, that are now finally starting to come out. Part of what I do as a practitioner is not to cause you pain, although crying is a godsend. Releasing tears helps you release pain. Going to the bathroom does too. Snot, throwing up, all these gross things that we're always trying to get medicine to make those things stop. But that's another way that your body is releasing things that it no longer needs. I feel like I've gone on a tangent because I'm not talking to anybody, so I'm just talking out loud to kind of explain who I am and what I do. So in other words, the coaching piece, let's say you are racking your brain trying to figure out what the hell, I know I'm supposed to be doing something, but I don't know what to do, and you're wanting to change something in your life, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, whether it's a family situation, whether it's eating pattern, addiction, whatever it is, and you're really wanting to get, from here to there. You're tired of maybe revisiting the past, and that's what a coach helps you do. As a coach, I ask tough questions. As a coach, I help you find the answers that you already know, but for whatever reason, you've lost your voice to get to them. Essentially, I help people heal, I help them solve problems, and I teach them how to be their own magic. So, if there are no questions coming through, I will go ahead and start to wind this down. My name is Tammy Coin. I'm the Doors of Wellness. I am like probably no other practitioner that you've ever had. Like I said, I'm a type A hippie. I don't judge. And I'm here to teach you the things that maybe are missing or maybe that you've forgotten so that you can find out how to get your jam. I've been called a healing rock star. I've been told I am the shit. I have been told I have saved someone's life more than once. And that's not to brag at all. In fact, I'm very humbled to every person who allows me to work with them. What I am telling you is I am a tough cookie to work with. I will... Yes, ma'am, you can PM me. You surely can. And we will talk. We will talk. Thanks, Jamie. I didn't even know you were here. I'm glad. It shows me there are a couple of people, but it doesn't give me any names. The deal is I want to tell you about a couple of things. If you're local in the Oklahoma City area, on Thursday night, I do a mindfulness meditation and spiritual gathering. It is a donation-based event. We do some mindfulness meditation techniques. I love you up in there. If you've never been, that's fine. If you know how, great, come on. And then when we're through with that, we do a spiritual gathering at the end where we can talk about anything that may be coming up for you. You might call it a woo-woo chat. If you are seeing synchronistic numbers everywhere, maybe you're seeing spirits, maybe you've got weird shit happening that you don't know how to talk to people. That's what that's for. Feel free to come and join us. Check with me. We're on meetup.com. Look for the Doors of Wellness. If you would like to work with me further, I believe that life can be messy. It also doesn't happen on a schedule. So while I can see people by appointment, one-on-one. I also do all kinds of other things to help work with your schedule. I do, kind of work with you on the go. I have some options available for that. I have some options available where you can email me, and email me on the fly. Say you're up at 3 o'clock in the morning going, oh my God, I need to get this out. You can do that, and then I will email you back, with some help, and we can go back and forth that way. I have another client, and what we do is we voicemail back and forth, and the way that works is he sends me about a 20-minute voicemail. You do it on a recording on your phone. He emails it to me. I listen, then I respond, and I send back, and we go back and forth. And that's kind of been our healing journey together. And he has literally told me that I have helped him facilitate more healing than he's ever experienced in his life, like major, major breakthroughs. And again, I am so honored to work with any clients who want to work with me. If you go to the website, thedoorsofwellness.com, there's a link on there that says 30-minute, are we a good fit? And what that means is I am not the practitioner for everyone, and I can promise you not every client is right for me. And so what that does, that gives us a chance to kind of interview each other, so to speak. You know a little bit more about me, I know a little bit more about you. Can we work together for the long haul? Because I am working with the clients who they want to do whatever it takes. They want to feel better. They want to change their life. They are ready. They know every time they touch that place in their chest and they feel that beating heart, they know that they have a purpose and they want to find it. Or those clients who, they feel the heartbeat, they don't really know, they've lost completely who they are, and they're lost and they feel adrift. I get that. I know that too. So that's who I help. Anyway, you can go there, thedoorsofwellness.com, and you can click on that button, and that will give you my schedule. Schedule a 30-minute complimentary chat. We'll decide if we're a good fit, and we'll go from there. So thank you so much for being here. It's Tammy Coin, The Doors of Wellness. Peace out. Namaste, and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.